and I owe it to our supporters to ask for a recanvass in this election.
Less than 100 votes. That's what separates the top two candidates in the race for the Republican nomination for governor in Kentucky. And as you just heard, James Comer is not ready to concede defeat to Matt Bevin. Right now on WLKY News at 11, live Commitment 2015 coverage of the Kentucky primary.
My top priority will be jobs, jobs, and more good-paying jobs.
When the winner of that race is declared, they'll take on Jack Conway in the fall. Conway, the easy winner of the Democratic primary.
This is WLKY Louisville. Live, local, late breaking. Your complete news coverage for Greater Louisville starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Vicki George.
And I'm Rick Van Hoos. It has been an exciting, intense night of returns in the Kentucky primary.
Several races were neck and neck all night and went right down to the wire.
None more so than the GOP race for governor. The sometimes contentious race ended with a virtual dead heat after all the ballots were counted. Here are the unofficial results. Matt Bevin and James Comer both took 33% of the vote. The difference in their vote total, just 83. It's a race so tight the Associated Press has refused to call it, and Comer says he wants a recanvass of the vote. WLKY's Mark Vanderhoff is with the Comer campaign at Capitol Plaza Hotel in Frankfort.
We begin tonight with Lauren Adams at Bevin headquarters at the Galt House downtown. Comer is asking for a recanvass of the vote, but Bevin is claiming victory. Lauren?
Yeah, that's right, Vicki. In the 9 years I've been blessed to have this job, I have never seen anything like this. This is a night that will certainly go down in Kentucky's history books. That's because dozens and dozens of Bevin supporters stood right over here, glued to that TV and their cell phones, watching as Bevin took an early lead and then, as you mentioned, fell to Comer, and then for more than 2 hours, a bitter back and forth. That was just before 8, and Bevin's lead was so strong, supporters believed he had clinched an early victory. But as more pressings reported from West Kentucky, where Comer enjoys immense popularity, the Ag Commissioner came within 2,000 votes, and then just a few hundred, and then at one point he was in the lead. In the end, as you mentioned, Rick, Bevin appeared to come out by less than 100 votes, but there's still the issue of provisional and military ballots. In what appeared to be an acceptance speech, Bevin acknowledged Comer, Hal Heiner, and Wilty Scott. He said all three candidates have pledged their support. He says he is honored to be his party's choice for governor.
You all are aware, AP and pretty much everybody else has called this race for us. It is an honor. It is a privilege. It is truly an honor and a privilege to stand here before you.
Bevin spoke for about 25 minutes, Rick, Vicki. The theme, a united Kentucky. We heard the crowd chanting over and over, "We are Kentucky." And before leaving the stage, Bevin tried to reach across party lines, Democratic, Republican, Liberal. He said, whatever you are, if you are interested in joining our team, if you share our values, come aboard. Reporting live tonight at the Galt House, Lauren Adams, WLKY News.
And Lauren, we want to point out again, despite what Matt Bevin said, the Associated Press has not called Bevin the winner of this race, says the race is too close to call. Now let's get the latest from the Comer campaign.
Mark Vanderhoff is live in Frankfort, where the mood must be high after this late comeback. Mark?
Yeah, when James Comer told his supporters that he was going to ask for a recanvass, they cheered so loudly. The mood here was just electric for about an hour leading up to that, too, as they watched Comer surge from behind and for a while overtake Bevin. I got to tell you, it was such a contrast from just a couple hours ago when Comer was in third place, down by thousands of votes. The mood in here at that point was silent and sullen. Comer told his supporters it had been a tough campaign. He talked about the difficulties facing allegations of abuse from an ex-girlfriend. He thanked his supporters and he thanked his wife. Comer said he owed it to his supporters to ask for the recanvass, but before he talked to his supporters, he said he called Matt Bevin and thanked Bevin for running a clean campaign.
And I told Matt Bevin, if this recanvass doesn't work out, I will gladly stand with you. I will walk with you door to door in every house in this state to help get you elected.
And Comer ended his speech with a promise to his supporters. He said, no matter how this recanvass turns out, he said that they're going to get a Republican elected as governor of Kentucky in November. Live in Frankfort, Mark Vanderhoff, WLKY News.
All right, thanks, Mark. Louisville businessman and former Metro Councilman Hal Heiner conceded defeat at about 8:45 tonight.
WLKY Steve Bergen followed the Hyder campaign. He's live at the Gaines Foundation Lodge at the Parklands on Beckley Creek Parkway. Steve.
Heiner's concession speech came at 8:40. That was 2 hours and 40 minutes after the polls closed here in Jefferson County. As Heiner supporters watched the results come in, you could see on their faces the concern as Bevin's lead grew early in the evening. While Heiner won Jefferson County by a huge margin, that success did not carry across the Commonwealth.
Now, the outcome of this election is not what we had hoped for, not what we had worked for. But tonight, I called Matt Bevin, congratulated him on his victory, pledged my support in the fall campaign, and said, I need you to beat Jack Conway to move this state forward.
Now, about the same time Heiner was conceding and giving his support to Bevin, well, Comer was surging. As they say at the racetrack, hold all tickets until the race is official. In this case, it is not official. As for Heiner, there is no word on his political future tonight. Live in Eastern Jefferson County, Steve Bergen, WLKY News.
Well said, Steve. Now, while the GOP race was a dogfight, it was anything but for the Democrats. Outgoing Attorney General Jack Conway easily won that party's nomination for governor. Here's a look at the numbers. Conway took a whopping 79% of the vote against former state engineer Jeff Young. It was the first time in 4 decades the Kentucky Democrats have not had a competitive primary. WLKY's Erica Coghill is just back from Frankfort, where Conway and some other big-name Democrats held a rally tonight. Erica?
Rick, dozens turned out to show their support and hear from the Democratic nominee for governor. Today, Attorney General Jack Conway was confident he would win the primary, and he says he's confident he's going to win in November.
My top priority will be jobs, jobs, and more good-paying jobs for the hardworking Kentuckians all across the Commonwealth.
Attorney General Jack Conway says while on the campaign trail, you'll hear him talk about his plans to develop skilled workers and keep and create good-paying jobs.
That means raising the minimum wage and making certain that women and men get paid for equal work.
It's a task he's ready to take on with Representative Sandy Overly, who's running for lieutenant governor.
She's a civil engineer. She's a lawyer. She's the first woman in House leadership in Kentucky history, and she is going to move this state forward.
Tuesday, Overly and Conway talked about their agricultural ties, from Conway's father, who grew up on a farm in Union County, to Overly's upbringing on a Bourbon County farm.
I'm someone who's been good on sportsman's issues. I saved the tobacco payment and got $57 million additional dollars into agricultural diversification in this state.
If elected, Governor Conway says he would focus on improving education. He says his track record as Attorney General has proven he's looking out for Kentuckians. Andy Bashir is looking to fill that role.
Whether it's working to address the epidemic levels of child abuse that occur in Kentucky, whether it's stopping the spread of heroin.
And this ticket is going to go out and appeal to every single Kentuckian around this state.
Now, Allison Lundergan Grimes was not at the rally tonight, although she did win the Democratic nomination for Secretary of State. Now, she released a statement tonight saying she was again honored to be the party's nominee. Erica Coghill, WLKY News.